What's good, y'all? It's your boy Epiphany the Beast, and welcome to ETB Hoops. New intro, baby. It's been about 2 days since I posted. Not a lot's been happening as far as signings within the league in the past 2 days. So waited till today, and a lot of big news happened. A lot of teams are holding out on making moves, whether it be a signing or a trade, based on Kawhi's decision that happened just now. I'm gonna make a video that's just gonna be detailed around that, Kawhi's decision and other teams, what they decided to do based on what Kawhi did today. So I'm gonna make a separate video on that. Also, if you have not watched my last video about the Charlotte Hornets and their future, go ahead and check that one out. That's a good video. And like in my previous videos, I'm gonna be saving all the big name players until the end. Markieff Morris signed with the Detroit Pistons. The year and the amount of money he made is still disclosed. TJ McConnell, 2 years, $7 million to the Pacers. That happened about 2 days ago. That's a pretty decent signing. He's going to be the backup point guard for the Pacers. The Suns traded Josh Jackson, D'Anthony Melton, and 2 second-rounders to the Grizzlies for Javon Carter and Kyle Korver. The Suns basically traded Josh Jackson because they didn't want to sign him his max contract because he was coming up on that. He's off his rookie contract by now. And Josh Jackson was in that draft class that had Jason Tatum, Donovan Mitchell, and Lonzo Ball and whatnot. And he was a player that was kind of like, people were saying, oh, get Josh Jackson at number 2, or maybe he could go potentially number 1. And he's kind of just fallen in regards to that class. And the Suns, I think they're saving cap room. Already waived Kyle Korver, and Kyle Korver is now in speculation to sign with the Lakers, and probably in the next couple hours. Jake Layman, former Blazers player, signs with the Timberwolves, 3 years, $11.5 million. He's getting his paycheck. Raul Neto, 1 year vet minimum to the 76ers. He's pretty much TJ McConnell 2.0. He's decent to me. I feel like there's actually players in college right now are better than Raul Neto, but that's my opinion. Kingsway, Frank Mason III. I don't know. I can't even say younger guys because he's a pretty young guy himself, but I guess they're just going to move forward from Frank. The Wizards trade Dwight Howard to the Grizzlies for CJ Miles. I'm pretty sure the Wizards just had CJ Miles like a year or two ago, but I mean, I guess a pretty good defensive center inside. They got a lot of good defensive players now with him and Josh Jackson coming in. The KCP returns to the Lakers, 2 years, $16 million. That happened today. The Lakers re-signed JaVale McGee to a 2-year deal. Quinn Cook to the Lakers, 2 years, $6 million. The Lakers are signing all these players now that Kawhi has made his decision, and he will not be going to the Lakers. So they're going ahead and spending their money up on role players and filling out the rest of the roster. Stanley Johnson to the Raptors, 2 years, $7.5 million. And speaking on the Raptors, I feel like now that Kawhi's left, reunion, that wouldn't be too bad. I deserve another chance in Toronto. I feel like it was pretty dirty for him to be traded away from Toronto, and it would be pretty cool to see DeRozan back in a Raptors uniform and compete again in the East. Yeah, Ivica Zubac, y'all know who that is, signed to the Clippers now, 4 years, $28 million. He's going to be the backup center behind Montrezl Harrell. He's a good center, played well for the Lakers. Rondo agreed to his 2-year deal to the Lakers. That was his vet minimum I talked about in the last video. And the Spurs get Marcus Morris, 2 years, $20 million. And that's a pretty good sign. Marcus Morris bailed out the Celtics a lot throughout the years when they had him. He's a great player. He's pretty much do it all offensively. Not that good defensively, but he's going to play well in the Spurs system. They have a lot of key role players, and Pop can really bring out his game. He's a good player. Davis Bertans signed to the Wizards. Well, he's being traded from the Wizards to the Spurs. The deal's not finalized. We don't know who the Spurs are trading. Next, we have the big names. So Kawhi Leonard finally made his decision. He was signed to the Clippers on a 4-year, $142 million deal. That's his max. And the Clippers actually do have one more spot for another max player. I heard that too. Along with that came Paul George. Paul George was traded just a couple minutes later to the Clippers for Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Danilo Gallinari, 4 unprotected first-round picks, 1 protected first-round pick, and 2 pick swaps. Both players are from Los Angeles, born and raised. And Kawhi actually wanted to play with Paul George. So Paul George, we all know Paul George tried to sign to the Lakers about 2 years ago. Didn't happen. Went to OKC, played 1 season there, re-signed with OKC again. to play for them another season. And now that Kawhi is a free agent and the Clippers have space for 2 max contracts, they went ahead, they put it together. I'm pretty sure they've been in talks, and now he's with the Clippers. So the report saying that Kawhi wasn't going to the Clippers, his team has said, oh, we're not going to sign with the Clippers, was obviously false, because now he's a Los Angeles Clipper with Paul George. So that's going to be a pretty mean team. People are saying, are they going to be better than the Lakers based on like who the Lakers picked up? The Lakers just got Boogie Cousins as well. I didn't say that, but yeah, the Lakers signed Boogie Cousins to a 1-year deal. Oh yeah, 1-year deal to the Lakers. But yeah, now their team, really good defensive backcourt, really good defensive front court as well. It's gonna look like Pat Bev, Paul George, Kawhi, Montrez, and I'm forgetting one more player. I'm forgetting another player. I can't think of it right now. But yeah, that's gonna look like a pretty good defensive team, along with Lou Williams off the bench, you know, and Doc Rivers at coach. The OKC's coach, the dude from Florida, not a very good coach in my opinion. Kind of let Russ do whatever he wanted to do. Wasn't much of a coach. Didn't really have good sets as far as what they were gonna do in the fourth quarter, or what they're gonna do in crunch time. A lot of times they just look like, oh, we'll give it to our star. He'll do whatever he needs to do. They lost to the Jazz the first year they were together, and then I can't remember who they lost to last season. It was just that bad, but they weren't getting it together. And with that being said, Russell Westbrook is now in trade talks to be moved before the season even starts. So a couple teams that they have interested in is Miami, LA, and a couple other teams. But yeah, Russell Westbrook definitely deserves to be in a better situation. He can't do much under that system, under that coaching staff as well. So, you know, he's been through it with Kevin Durant, with James Harden, with Paul George, by himself, and now it's about time for him to look for a contender and look for himself to get a championship under a good system. And yeah, that's gonna do it all. I'm gonna make another video. Like I said, I'm gonna make another video based on who all was staking out for the Kawhi sweepstakes, and just see how it affected the league and whatnot. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, and hit that bell for post notifications. Peace.